Hey seniors, so let's talk about what our class is about. I'm going to go through our syllabus for English 4, which is also called British Literature. So it is British Literature. I am Mrs. Bentley, and this is my email address. I will always get back to you very, very quickly at jbentley@fjhsd.org. So email me as soon as I'm done with this video. I'm going to link it right here in case you want to reference back to anything I'm saying. You'll find it there. So your course description is the development of the skills: reading, writing, speaking, listening, and language development. And those are literacy skills. And how we're going to advance your skill development in comprehension analysis is through interacting with canonical, which means just really important pieces of British literature, and interacting that with social literacy. So the themes that we're going to be studying and bringing out from the British literature are going to be applicable to your life. I work really hard to bring to you content that will be relatable to you. So not reading things that don't impact your life or won't teach you something or won't be important. And so we don't read as many books, but we do a lot more work with them, as well as matching or pairing multiple text types with those really important pieces of British literature. Sometimes we'll do units where we're just working on a theme and we won't have necessarily a piece of British literature, but those texts are also cornerstones to the content. So most importantly, what I want you to get out of our course description, though, is yes, we read novels because this is an English class, but what we're working on is your literacy development: reading, writing, speaking, listening, language. And so we're working on those skills through reading. It's a really writing heavy class because good readers are good writers and vice versa. I will help you, though, every single step of the way. Being a good writer shows all of your intelligence, and I promise that you will be a good writer because I'm going to be here to support you. So as we go through this, you participating in the course is you agreeing to basically these guidelines. So what has changed because we are distance learning are the following categories. But here's the thing. It's going to sort of modify over time if it's not working. So I've created this syllabus and this course based on what I know right now, but all of that could change. So if I make changes to our class or our structure, our rules, whatever, I'll let you know. But for right now, this is what we're going to start with distance learning. I'm going to ask for your feedback a lot to make sure my class is working for you, to make you successful, because you're the important one here, and my class is for you. So here's what's different in the syllabus because of distance learning: the participation grade category, grading scale, absences, and conferencing. So alongside everything that is in the syllabus, this document, you're also obliged to follow the policies and procedures from the Student Parent Handbook for this year, which is linked right there. So if you want to see the extensive school policies, etc., look right here. All right, so let's start with grading policy. Homework and assignments are 20% of your grade. You being present on video conferences is 20%. So this seems confusing, but it's not. Every day you need to be on video conferencing. That's 20% of your grade. And participating in the video conferencing. So talking and interacting with me and doing the polls and talking during breakout groups and sharing, that's 20% of your grade. Attendance can be a task or it can be a Zoom. And that's going to be indicated on your weekly agenda, and I'll go over that when we get there. Writer's Portfolio is on an app called Seesaw. The reason it's 30% of your grade is because it's all of your pre-writing, your drafting, sharing on a blog, communicating with your peers via commenting. It's just all of your thinking work that goes with analysis of a text that you'll apply to writing. So I value in our class your effort and your work and your growth and your progress towards goals more than a perfect finished product. I want to see your progress. That's what's important to me, that you're learning, that you're growing, and most importantly, that you're trying and you're giving me effort. If you're giving effort in my class and you're growing and you're trying, you're communicating with me, you'll do really well. You don't have to be perfect, but you do have to try, is what's important to me. Then assessments, tests are like essays, quizzes, blah, 30%. So if you have questions about the gradebook breakdown, you can let me know via email. Our grading scale is typical until you get to here. We do not have a grade of D in this class. So in the past, distance learning, you couldn't get an F basically, unless you had 25%. But grading is back to normal because we're anticipating coming back to school as normal, prayerfully. And so you can't get a D in this class because you are no longer eligible for college. So I want to make sure all my people are eligible for college, and I don't want you doing the minimum work to just basically get by. I want you to be succeeding. And so that's why I'm pushing you guys to get a grade above a C or better. If you have questions about that, let me know. That was a school-wide thing that we were trying to start last year. Didn't really work out, but I'm still doing it. All right, so I post our grades on Aries pretty regularly, and your percentage will be on Aries. Google Classroom will also have grades. Late work policy is if something is late, it's 50%, and you have to. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm so tired. You have to submit a missing assignment request. It is under the resources topic on Classroom. The reason why we do that is because I have 150 students and I get hundreds of missing assignments. And so for me to log them and keep track of them, I ask you to submit a form to basically just say hey, I did this assignment, and it keeps a record of it. So if I miss it, you say, look, it's right there. So I'll show you what it looks like. On Classroom, under classwork, you'll see your Zoom, your agendas, the content we're working with, grammar, and then you get all the way to resources. The missing assignment request is here. Here are the directions. When you miss a deadline for any reason, complete this form when you submit work, even if it's an excused absence and it's full credit. If you don't complete it, I don't know you did it. I'm not going to go searching through every single assignment to find possible missing work. You complete this form when you do stuff and you want me to grade it. But missing assignments are graded at the end of the grading period. So every 4 to 6 weeks, I should have more coffee. Every 4 to 6 weeks, that's when your missing assignments will be uploaded. Again, I know it's frustrating. It's what works best for me because I just get hundreds of missing assignments. And so I do them all at one time and maybe turn it in on time. So that's missing assignment request form. If you're absent to a Zoom, I'm not going to chase after you, but I will answer all of your questions via email. So if you are not present at a Zoom, or if you miss attendance for the day, or if you weren't able to just be on your computer for the day, you are responsible for reaching out to me, reaching out to another classmate, or what have you. So this is a really difficult time, but you also have to really stand up for yourself and fight for your success during this time, which includes reaching out to me with questions, or if you're absent or if you're confused, emailing me. So absences are not extensions on assignments. If you're absent trying to turn something in, then it's 0 if it's unexcused. So for example, you can't turn in an essay if you just didn't show up. If you were there, you can turn it in for 50%, which is 50% maximum, which is better than nothing. So unexcused absences, you can get full credit possible. Excused absences, full credit possible. Unexcused absences, you can't get anything. And then when it's excused, you can turn it in. So if you're absent, get it excused. Then you can turn in work for 50%. For full credit potential. Okay. If you have questions about that, let me know. You are going to be on video conferences, but it might not be. It might not be at the start of each class period, or potentially even during your class period necessarily. It's going to be what works for this line right here, what works for our goals and what we're trying to accomplish. So I'm not going to ask you to just be on video conference to be on video conference. There has to be a purpose. It has to be working towards your good, and it has to be meeting our it has to be a strategy that's helping you meet the expectation or the goal. And so it could be during the student support time. It could be at the beginning of your class. It could be at the end of your class to check in, and then it would have a specific time. So you would complete work and then log into the Zoom. And so every day you'll have some sort of video, but it could look different depending upon what I need from the class. So I'm not just Zooming just to do it. We have to be moving forward with goals with it. So there's that. Make sure that you're looking at the weekly agenda and the weekly agenda video in order to understand when you should be on Zoom. So let me show you that really quickly. On Classroom, it is the second topic. Each week you'll just see 2 posts here. It'll be the weekly agenda video and the weekly agenda document. The format of the document is going to change depending upon what's happening for the week, or what I need, or what your feedback is. It's pretty simple this week, and you can watch this video to get a hang of it. So make sure you're checking that. You are to be respectful of classmates' ideas, opinions, questions, and be professional in your language usage, mannerisms, and appearance. So, for example, it wouldn't be appropriate to wear a costume because that covers your face, because that would be against dress code. And so we're being professional on Zoom as if you were in class. You're following those guidelines, okay? If you can't do that, then you can't be in the class. The other thing is, I value highly your opinions and your perspectives. And that means that I want to hear them, because your voice is important in the conversation of our class, especially when we're considering the topics that are going to be relevant to your life. So I want you to know that even though we're virtual, your voice is very important to me, and it will be respected by all of us and valued. So I want to hopefully create an environment for you, even distant, where you feel safe to share and to express your opinions. That's my highest goal for our class. Here's a suggested routine to help you with distance learning. We have 8-minute passing periods. I think during that time, you should log on to the weekly agenda document, refamiliarize yourself with when you're supposed to be on Zoom, what you're doing for that day, how attendance is being taken. And so during passing period, look at that then, because you don't want to just automatically sign into Zoom and wait for me if the Zoom is during student support, or if the Zoom is at the end of your class, or if it's only 10 minutes during one period where I need you to collaborate and then go, work on a collaborative document or something. And so check the document, the weekly agenda that I showed you. I also think you should have a way to take notes and write stuff down. So don't just sit in front of your computer. Either open a document to take notes for the day or handwrite notes. But you should be interacting with what you're experiencing, not just sitting. Even though it's going to get exhausting, maybe that's one way where you can be creative or be engaged. I think you should take notes on when the Zoom is. I think you should take notes on attendance. I think you should write down any sort of due dates, or just at least look at your Google Calendar or your to-do list. And most importantly, if you have questions while you're looking at the content on Classroom and you're looking at the weekly agenda, write down questions you have, or shoot off an email real quick, or do a hangout. So I think that should happen before you guys start your class period. All right, so make sure you're signing in with Google at every available option. Please be using your your Chromebook, because I want you to be integrating your sign-in onto our EdTech apps. And so if you're using another computer or your phone, sometimes that connectivity or that the one-touch sign-in doesn't work as effectively, or you can't access some apps, or maybe a test is locked and you need to be on your Chromebook. So make sure your Chromebook works and that you have a charger. And if you need Wi-Fi and you don't have it at your home, then you can get it from the district. So you need to have all of those things. If your Chromebook's broken right now, you do not need to pay. So you need to go get a new one. If you're not getting a new one because it's broken, fix that now. Also, please be aware that I'm going to use GoGuardian as a reminder, or if you're new, GoGuardian records. So not just in the moment, but records history, tabs, current screen activity. And so your Chromebook and your Fullerton Joint Union High School District account is for education stuff. Use your phone for other stuff, because I and me, your other teachers, and all administrators and all district people can see everything you do. Not your camera, don't get weirded out, but we can see all your activity. And things get flagged if it's inappropriate, and then your account gets locked, and then they have to actually create a new account for you if it's locked by Google for inappropriate usage. So please don't do weird things on your Chromebook with your student account. Here is your academic honesty policy. You can read that. Please don't cheat. Here is a website to help you troubleshoot any of your technology issues with Shant, who is our IT guy. And then here is a technology agreement that you signed at registration. And this is what you agree to with your technology, by the way. All right, so if you would like to have a conference with me, let me know via email and we can set that up. You can also do a hangout with professional language. I'm getting a phone number from the district, and that's how your parents or you can call me, or we can do a voice conference, a telephone conference. But I don't have that at this moment. So just wait on that and email me. If you need to contact admin, here are their jobs for you. So Mr. Sage is like your go-to. If you ask me, he is super responsive. He is so kind and he will answer your questions super fast and he cares a lot about you. So if you have like an issue, I would go to Mr. Sage. Here's his email. He also does like curriculum grading instruction and like kind of big discipline. So there's that. Dr. Jenkins does special ed, but more importantly, right now, she also does student services, which includes like counseling services. So if you're going through a difficult time, you need extra support, you need to talk to someone, or if this is like a financially challenging time, say someone lost their job or something like that, and you're having a hard time with resources, food, anything, Dr. Jenkins is student services. So she can help you talk to people. She can help you get supplies. She's like this. She can help you with that and also special ed. Mr. Chang does student activities, so like sports, ASB, and then also discipline. Mrs. Crawford does attendance, so show up to Zoom and then you won't talk to her. And then that's Dr. Berg. So those are our people. And then your guidance counselors can also help you with like classes, college, and also therapy, counseling and things like that. But if you're ever confused, reach out to me because, like I say constantly, I am here for you, and you are important to me. So this is going to be really difficult. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be tiring. But I'm here for you and I cannot wait till we can come back together. So thanks for listening to all that and let me know your questions. Bye.